My first day of Coach Boeh's class, he kept asking me questions, like question after question after question. And usually when a teacher asks you like one question, you're like, oh, I'm good, I'm done for the day, and they'll go and pick on somebody else. He constantly picked on me, and I was like, why do you keep asking me all these questions? He's like, because I'm the teacher and I can. And after that, we had a pretty close bond.
Last year when we got to the 1900s and women's rights, Mr. Boeh asked Colin what he thought about that, and he said, be careful and think over the answer because your life may depend upon it, because there are only 2 guys in our history class and the rest were all girls.
I remember when I was in like the first week of school and Coach Boeh told me a joke and he said, Nathan, congratulations man, you got second place for the hottest guy in school by every girl in the school. And then he said, yeah, everyone else tied for first.
I remember one time we were in class and Coach Boeh was talking about getting people out of their comfort zone since we were wee little freshmen. And he was like, Cunningham, get up here on this chair and sing the class national anthem. And I got up there on the chair and I did it. And he was like, wow, you might be the blondest village idiot I've ever seen, but you sure are a scholar.
You know, there's going to be a lot of memories I have with Coach Boeh. We spent a lot of time the last 3 years together. You know, him being across the hall for me, he basically just took me in as his own and did a lot. But the one thing I'm always going to remember about Coach Boeh is that I'd be sitting in here, I'd be doing something in class, and the door would come open. He'd walk right by me, go over and pick up a hockey stick, go stand over the wall, and Nate, you're going to appreciate this, is the fact that he wants to know, Coach, am I on plane? And am I on plane with this right now? You know, always worried about his golf swing, and they're trying to figure out, we're in the middle of a basketball season, and they're trying to figure out, you know, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to win the next game, and he's over here trying to figure out how he's going to be able to beat the guys and keep the lakes. And you know, that always sticks out in my mind, as he's always just coming over and seeing how you're doing and checking on you, and doing the little things to make sure that you were doing okay, and worrying about you more than maybe himself. And you know, that's one thing that's going to stick out in my mind, is just how caring and just generally nice he was to everyone, no matter who you were.
My story would be when I was a freshman year, and my dad used to work in the elementary, and my dad would check all my grades and all kinds of stuff with Coach Boeh. And there's this one time when he told my dad, he's just like, yeah, your son, he didn't pass his test, but he can retake it though. He goes, he wants to go to this hayride he really wants to do. And he goes, oh, okay. So if he doesn't pass, then he can't go. So I went to go retake the test, and he told me that I got a C on it, so I passed it. He told my dad I got a C on it, and I forgot my notebook, so I went to go back to go get it, and I looked on his desk, and I saw my test, and I failed it. So he told my dad I passed, and I really appreciate that.
Coach Boeh and I go back several years. I got to know Coach Boeh when I was a senior in college and applying for teaching and coaching jobs. I went to Hannibal High School, and I sent Coach Boeh a couple of emails telling him when I was going to come by and visit him, hoping to get a job there the following year. And when I got there, he welcomed me in. He had me sit down at his desk and said, I need you to help me out with something. I need you to help me with doing something with my email, because I'm not very tech savvy. So I said, okay. I sat down with Coach and opened up the email, and there were all the emails that I had sent him over the last couple of weeks. He'd never been opened because he'd forgotten how to log into his email account. So Coach Boeh was not the most tech savvy individual, but you know, that was the beginning of a relationship where he and I were really close friends for several years after that. It was not uncommon for me when I was single and had my own apartment I remember one morning I woke up and walked in the living room and there was Coach Boeh on my couch. He just let himself in. But that's how comfortable we were with one another. He is probably one of the 5 most influential people in my life. And he's a special guy. He was always giving to other people. And I know that I would not be where I am today professionally and personally if I hadn't been impacted by Coach Boeh. So.
We would like to take this opportunity to recognize one more individual whose time as a Bobcat is nearing a close. Steve Boeh joined the BGHS staff 4 years ago. During his time here, his teams have amassed a record of 72 wins and 34 losses, including a 27-game winning streak that earned the top spot in the Missouri Class 3 polls in 2008. His team has earned 2 district title blasts and 2 conference title winners over the past 4 seasons. Steve Boeh is retiring this May after a tremendous career in the classroom and on the court. On behalf of thousands of students he has taught and coached, we would like to thank Coach Boeh for his service